Shalom. First and foremost, call Halayimla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachai Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth. Pushing this word in humility and sincerity as commanded by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And like the scriptures say in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16, I'm going to read that. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them destroy. And they that are led of them are destroyed. You see, because this is the quote-unquote leaders of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These are the so-called high thinkers. Yasin Bey, a.k.a. Mos Def, seen here in a skirt. He may say a kilt, a skirt, a dress. The point is, it's a woman's garment, and this is a part of the agenda to emasculize the so-called black and Hispanic man. Okay, and your leaders, they have no backbone, because if I'm not mistaken, just a couple weeks ago, and I got the video. A couple weeks ago, this dude was talking shit about Esau and Esau society and what's wrong with the society, trying to be like a revolution, like a deep thinker, like a revolutionary thinker. He's pushing the issue for, so to speak. But fast forward to today or yesterday, he posted this picture. So this must be his punishment from Esau Edom, his handlers, the people that cut his checks. His punishment for saying what he said was now he has to go and get in a damn skirt or a dress and humiliate himself. It's called humiliation rituals. Esau has something called humiliation rituals. Matter of fact, what happens if I type that in on Google and see if anything pops up? Humiliation ritual. It says such forms of punishment encompass corporal or archaic forms such as public flogging, or modern forms like the shaving of the hair of French female collaborator after World War II. Yeah, for women, one of the humiliation rituals that Esau makes these celebrities go through is they shave their head. Britney Spears, Jada Pickett, when these women, they suddenly shave their head or they shave off half of their head like Rihanna did at one point in her career, that is a humiliation ritual. Okay, and then after they do go through that ritual, like when a lot of so-called black celebrities, rappers, actors, they'll get blonde hair. That's another humiliation ritual. And then one of the main rituals of humiliation is to put the so-called black and Hispanic man in a dress. And after that, their careers get a boost, because this is all about the world that they're in. The industry is all about making sacrifices to Satan, to Baphomet, Satan. That's the God that they worship. Then it says they may even include seemingly light public displays of shame, such as children at school being ordered by a teacher to write a blah, 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 blah. The point of the matter is, Esau's not going to give us what a true humiliation ritual is in the sense of the music and in the sense of the industry. But I just told you what it is. And this is a part of that because, like I said, a couple weeks ago, this guy was talking tough about Esau and his system.
And what the blanks.
Well, let me play this video.
And that ain't Jersey Shore, homie, that's the news. Because he was talking about the BS that we see on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, instead of the real world problems that we are facing. But Yasin will tell you, so give a listen.
The situation in the Congo is dire. The situation in Sudan is gross. Like this thing of normalizing this type of barbarity and making children subject to it. And then when you read the record of history, how this is par for the course. This is par for the course for what they do. What is known as the United States of America is a colonial settler project almost like inherently. The Massachusetts Bay Colony, all of these, these were corporate concerns that were chartered, funded to conquer the new world,
Yeah,
which had
manifest destiny.
already been there, and to plunder it for the sake of the crown, the cross, the king, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so. And they paved over it and built a parking lot and put a mall on top, and everybody just blithely goes their way.
This is the type of stuff that should be racking.
So you see, he's coming up against the establishment, so to speak, in this interview, which is like a few weeks old, maybe 2 weeks old. But now, look how quickly he folded. And this is why I say your leaders, your so-called leaders, have no backbone. Because any brother of Yahweh, Bah Hashem, Yahweh Shai, we ain't putting on no motherfucking skirt. We ain't bending down to the motherfucking system, man. Okay, and he's using all these, the colonials and the aristocrats and Congo and Sudan, and nobody gives it. The Lord is not dealing with the Sudan. Israel is the apple of his eye. That's why the scriptures say, if they speak not according to this word, let me get that. Let me see, where's that? It's Isaiah 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So he's quote unquote preaching, quote unquote dropping nuggets and bombs, but he ain't using the scriptures. So he's still lost. He's not wise. He has the wisdom of this world. Let me get that. It's 1 Corinthians, and that's all your so-called leaders that cause you to err. The reason why those your so-called leaders cause you to err, Dr. Cornel West, Dr. Umar Johnson, the reason why they cause you to err is because they don't have the wisdom of Yahweh Shemel Shah, but rather they have the wisdom of the world, which is foolishness. This is 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 20. Verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Because in that day, in the day when Yahweh Shai cracks the clouds and comes back, all philosophies of this world will be confounded. All philosophies of this world will be completely and utterly destroyed by the simple fact that the manifestation of the Son of the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And then in that day, it'll be very clear that the truth is the scriptures, the holy scriptures of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. There will be no room to gainsay. Okay, and the Lord is already destroying the wisdom of this world by this truth being preached. The last thing that's going to put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, is Yahweh Shai showing up. So it says in verse 20, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the heavenly Father made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So those are your leaders. The leaders are the ones that are preaching. They're the ones that's going to save you. They're the ones that's going to lead you the right way by the foolishness of preaching. Because the wisdom of the world, this guy don't know the Most High. This guy Yasin Bey trying to talk deep, trying to come up against Esau Edom, he don't know the Most High. And you can't speak against the Most High. That's why he immediately became a prey. Let me get that. It's Isaiah. Let me see. Isaiah 59 verse 15. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. Now, this dude is Muslim. That's another reason why this guy's going off, and he doesn't know what's going on. Okay, he calls on a false god, Allah, because Allah is not real. Okay, that stone that Muslims worship, that's really what Allah is. It's a rock, and it's not real. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 18. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols. And that's those idols. It's a teacher of lies. So this guy, he doesn't have the truth. He's approaching the world and his view of the world from a carnal and worldly perspective. So following an individual like this is not going to profit you because he's not founded upon a rock. He has no sure foundation. This is why he's able to be swayed so easily and so quickly into putting on a dress because he fears for his life. Okay, so he puts on a dress and humiliates himself, and pushes the agenda of the same people who he supposedly was just speaking against. And a lot of these people are controlled oppositions. They put on an act as if they're against the establishment, but really they're working for the establishment, okay? So that they can, have a following, but then once they put on a dress or push the agenda of Esau, that following that they have can be deceived and say, well, Mos Def did it, so I can do it too. Well, Mos Def did it, he a real nigga, I could do it too. So these things, those idols and the people who worship them, they fall into lies. Okay, y'all read that. Habakkuk 2:18. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols, because dumb meaning these idols have no life in them. They can neither see nor hear nor speak. It says, woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. That's Islam, because Islam, like I said, they walk around that Kaaba stone in Mecca, okay, and they think that there's power in Islam. There's no power in Islam. Islam is dumb. It says, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. And that's what's going to happen when Yahushua come back. Like I said, what can you say when it's in front of you? You can scoff, you can talk shit, because you're not seeing the power being manifested yet. Yahushua coming to the earth yet. But once Yahushua comes to the earth, then what? Nobody's going to have anything to say. Matter of fact, that's in Hebrews. Let me see. Hebrews 2. In verse 8. It says, thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet. For in that he put all in subjection under him, he left nothing that is not put under him. Meaning Yahushua, everything is under Yahushua, and under Yahushua's control through Yahweh. It said, but now we see not yet all things put under him, but we see Yahushua, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death. Yeah, he was put in mortal flesh and was perfect in mortal flesh. He was sinless in mortal flesh, but he was put in that mortal flesh for the purpose of death, for the suffering of death. It says, crowned with glory and honor after his death, that he might by the grace of Yahweh should taste death for every man. For it became him for whom are all things, and this is our true leader right here, as is written in Hebrews the 12th chapter, the author and the finisher of our faith, meaning the chief example. Okay, the chief example of how we're supposed to be in this truth, how we're supposed to walk before Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. It says, for it became him for whom are all things, by whom are all things, because he created all things, in bringing many sons unto glory. That's the elect and the whole nation of Israel. Yahushua is going to bring those many sons to glory through his sacrifice. It says, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. So Yahushua was made perfect through his sufferings. Now it says, the point was that we don't see all things put under him yet. In verse 8, it says, thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet, for in that he left For in that he put all in subjection under him, he left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not yet all things put under him. So right now we don't see the world in subjection to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shah. But that's exactly what it's gonna be. You see, and the people, they don't reverence the men on the highways and byways, but those are your true leaders. Okay, the men that are on the highways and byways, the prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the men in this Bible, first and foremost, the men in these scriptures, but the men in these scriptures have come back in the reincarnation, and now they're teaching on the streets as Yahweh commanded them, and as they was doing in the ancient times. Their spirit came back down to the earth in these last days to receive their reward and to do what they've always done in their life. See, the Most High, he's always spoken by his prophets. He's never spoken by eloquent orators or you know, these wise thinkers, these high thinkers, these revolutionaries. The Lord is not dealing with a revolutionary. The Lord is dealing with the prophets. This is let me see. Micah? Is it Micah? Similar to I know the word similitudes is in there, so bear with me. Hosea 12:2. Most High speaks by the prophets. I have also spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So that's the leader. That's the leaders that we're supposed to be following. Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, meaning the highest place of commerce in the cities. Okay, marketplaces, agoras, where you have people coming to and fro from all nations to buy and sell. Those are chief places of concourse, and that's where the prophets would set up shop and prophesy and declare the word of the Lord. It says, she cried for the chief place of concourse in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. But I have called, and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded, because nobody respects us out there. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, because they didn't take us seriously out there. They didn't look at us as the leaders. Even though we were telling them, look, this is the way, walk ye in it. They will rather follow the leaders of this world, you know, which caused them to err. Look at this, man. The scriptures speak about a man putting on a woman's garment and a woman putting on a man's garment. If you're gonna wear a garment like that, it should be all long garment down to the foot. And the long garment down to the foot is not a dress. It's a long garment down to the foot. But you got on a skirt after you was just talking big shit about the system and the colonial Americanism and all of that. That's why it says that they shoot any type of excellency. Esau is going to cast that down in you. Okay, any type of excellency or dignity or might that Esau sees coming from any of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially your leaders, he's gonna discourage that. He's gonna suppress you and put you back in your place. It's Psalm 64, verse 3. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect is the Israelites, because we're the only ones that's going to be perfect before the Lord. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Because there is a secret society There are secret societies in this man system that control the moving parts of this society. You know, and then when people speak about it, with those who have eyes to see them, when they speak on it, they come down on them. They come down on them. You know, and don't get me wrong, Yasin Bey he sold out. You know, but these sellouts, Israel has a conscience. So when these sellouts sell out, eventually they start to have a conscience. You know, because that's that godliness that is in our people. Eventually they have a conscience and they start to try to go against the same people who they sold their soul to. You know, they talk about Illuminati and all of this. Nigga, you already, like Tupac, nigga, you talking about Illuminati, but you already sold your soul to the Illuminati, man. You see? And that's why Yahushua said, what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? This is St. Matthew chapter 16, verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And what you're going to give in exchange for your soul is blood. You're going to sacrifice blood, meaning a family member, and you're going to sacrifice your morals. You're going to sacrifice your dignity. You're going to sacrifice your integrity. That's what you have to give up in order to gain the whole world. In exchange for your soul, you're going to get riches. You're going to get money. You know, you're going to get fame. You're going to get recognition, notoriety, awards. You're going to get books. You're going to get streets named after you, schools named after you. That's what people give in exchange for their soul. It says in the NLT, and what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Is anything worth more than your soul? There's nothing that's worth more than your soul, but these people, 2/3 of our people here in America, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the Israelites, you don't see the value in your soul. You don't see the value in keeping your soul in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai in these scriptures. You look at the soul as something to satisfy. You know, you're completely tapped into the flesh. You know, so your leaders, they don't have no true backbone, because the true leaders are the ones that are standing stiffly for the name Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. What is that? 2nd Ezra 1. Let's see. Scriptures speak about our leaders being the prophets. St. Matthew 15:14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. 2nd Ezra 1, verse 39. It says, verse 38, and now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that come from the east, unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Hosea, Amos, what is that? Malachi, Micah, Joel, Obadiah, Jonas, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zachary, which is Zechariah, Malachi, which is called an angel of the Lord. The word angel means messenger. So these are our leaders, the prophets, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, our forefathers, King David, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, you know, the author and finisher of our faith. These are the leaders that you're supposed to follow. Apostle Paul said, be ye followers of me, even as I am a follower of HaMashiach. This is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. And that's another thing. Your leaders, they ain't talking to you about salvation. They're not talking to you about the saving of your soul. All they got to talk about is the Congo and the colonialism and shit that we already fucking know. Yeah, the white man took over the world. We already know that. How the hell are we gonna get out of this situation? These celebrities don't have the solution. They don't have the answers. Using the white man money to get from under the white man's oppression is not a fucking answer. You so-called niggas, Latinos, and Native Americans don't seem to understand that concept. You can't use money with a white man's face on it to get up from under the white man's oppression. It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So we're persuading you of better things of you, things that accompany salvation. This guy's not talking about salvation. You know why? Because there's no salvation for his soul. He already sold it. So he's not going to speak to you about salvation. It says, though we thus speak, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do shew the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. So we had these examples of our forefathers, of our leaders, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, like I said, the prophets, Yahweh Shai, and it is the desire of our leaders that we all show the same diligence as the men in these scriptures, as the men that you see on the highways and byways, the elders, the apostles. We strive to push as hard as they push, as hard as our leaders push. And how do we know a leader? It says you shall know them by their fruits. It says to the law and to the testimony. If they don't speak according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. It says, and we desire that every one of you do shew the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. And who's going to inherit the promises? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their descendants, which we are. And so we're supposed to be followers of them, not followers of these guys in the world who have sold they soul. And 1 week they'll say something deep, and then 2 weeks later, they're doing a humiliation ritual to get their spot back, so they don't get blackballed. And they don't have to go back to being a regular nigga, or so they don't have to get killed. Lord willing to edify, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Kwam, Yasharallah, Shalom.